Hi, and welcome to DS Technical. This channel is dedicated to deliver content related to SharePoint online customizations. In this video, we will be talking about how to call a Power Automate flow from Power Apps. There are umpteen number of situations where we require to call a set of actions and run as a workflow from on submitting the form or in between the process of submitting a form. So in such kind of scenarios, Power Apps provides a way to communicate with Power Automate and execute the set of actions thereafter. So in this video, we will see how this can be performed with a demo. Let's move into the demo. For our demo, we will be using this list as our base for our Power App. So moving on to Power App, I'm going to create a simple app by starting from the data, which is SharePoint. I have the connection already available, and from the sites, I'll be selecting Power Apps site and my respective list for which I have to create the Power App. By starting from the data, the Power App which gets automatically created will have such kind of a template which provides with a browse screen, detail screen and edit screen. The edit screen will also serve as the new screen when you click on this plus icon button and it navigates to the edit screen and makes the edit screen as a new form. It's a fresh form. So for demo purpose and for easy understanding, I am going to replicate this screen by clicking onto the three dots and duplicate screen. So by using this option, all the controls present under this screen, including the form and the form controls, will get replicated into a new form and the names will get appended by _1. So let me rename the screen name. I will call it new screen, and with the edit form, I'll call it edit new form. I will leave the rest as is. Now, along with the controls, the formulas attached to the controls are also copied when I duplicated the screen. So in this demo, what we are going to do, when I submit the new screen, that is when I create an employee detail and it gets entered into the list, which is my employee details list, I need a confirmation email or a success email notification to be sent to that new employee. So that is the idea that we will be creating now in this demo. And this will require connection calling the Power Automate from Power App. So that also we will do. Now, the one more thing that we have to take care is that navigation from the browse screen. Since we have replicated the edit screen to new screen, but the other screen, the browse screen, from where the new icon is there, it doesn't know that we have to navigate, that it has to navigate to the new screen. You can see the formula over here. The new form and edit form is being called and the navigation happens to the edit screen. So we will be changing this to new form and this to new screen. Okay. So now we have had the original setup ready. Now comes our concept. So on the click of the new screen, I'll do one more thing for identification. I'll rename as new form. For better readability. Now on this submit button, the action that happens is submit form, new form. That is good. But once this submit operation is successful, I need a notification mail to be triggered. So I will go to the success function of this submit operation. So for that, what you have to do, in every form, you will have certain kinds of functions attached to it. So you have on failure, on reset, on success. So I will add this mail trigger notification action, which should happen on the successful submission of the form on success function. So by default, there is a back function call over here. So before it is going back, I need to call my Power Automate. So in order to call Power Automate, Power App provides a default option right from below the menu action. So you can click on Power Automate from the action menu tray. And when you click on that, the Power App will provide you all the available flows which are already present in the environment. If you're not going to choose any of the flows present in your environment, you can create a new flow as well. For this demo, we will be creating a new flow. So I want to show you like how we will be associating the flow and how we will be passing data from Power App to Power Automate. So right after I click new flow, it has navigated me to the Power Automate portal. And from here, I'm going to create an automated flow. I'm going to skip this action. So first action would be that we will be including the trigger point. And from the below options, you can see Power App option. Click on that and select the Power Apps, and this is the trigger point. So you need not do any other actions other than this. So this is the trigger point, and next step, we will be sending email. The next action would be send email. Yes. Using Office 365 Outlook option. Yes. So it has a simple two subject body structure, CC, BCC options. And if you need to add attachment, make it as an importance, all these options are available. So it is a simple send email option. So for this, I need to send my email to a specific employee who has just been created under the employee details. So that particular detail has to be passed from my Power App. So before sending email, I have to capture that data. In order to capture that data, let me initialize a variable. Variable name would be employee email ID. It should be string. And here, from the dynamic content, I have an option to ask this value from Power App. So when you select this, automatically Power Automate will understand this particular variable will receive data from Power App. And Power App also will understand that it has to send data to the Power Automate. Second, I'm going to initialize another variable, and this would be employee ID. Every employee will have an employee ID that I will be retrieving again from Power Apps. The third variable would be my employee name of string type, and again I'll be asking it from the Power Apps. Fine. Now I have three variables whose values I'm retrieving it from Power Apps. So to utilize these three variables, I'm going to make use of send email. And in send email, I'm going to add a dynamic content, and I'm going to include employee email ID, which I've just captured. And here I'm going to include employee ID and welcome on board. Okay, and in the body, hi and employee name to be more friendly. You have been successfully onboarded. Just a simple mail notification. Warm regards. Yes, TechMirror. We are done over here. So we have a trigger point. We have initialized variables whose value is being sent from Power Apps, and we have an email notification which is going to send to the Outlook email. Okay, I'm going to save it and go back here. I'm going to edit the name of it. Onboarding mail notification. Save. We are done over here. So once this Power Automate or flow is getting saved, it will reflect in our tray over here, available flows. You can see here, it has got reflected onboarding mail notification. And above this, you can see flows associated with new form. No flows have been selected yet. Why it is new form? Because from new form operation only, on success function only, we are going to add this Power Automate. So that's why it has mentioned new form. If we are going to call Power Automate or trigger Power Automate from any of the controls, say a button click, then we'll mention the specific control. Let me select this. So once you select this flow, there are two operations that will happen. The selected flow will come under this section, and corresponding command is also popped on your onSuccess formula tray, which is onboarding mail notification, which is nothing but our flow name without any spaces dot run. This is very important. So flow name dot run is the command, is the function which used to trigger the Power Automate. Plus, since we have already included variables which asks the data from Power Apps, you can see over here, the function call, the run function call requires you to attach these data as a parameter for the call to happen. So we know we have to pass these variables and in the order in which we have mentioned or we have initialized the variable. See, the order is important. Here we will give the first parameter as employee email ID. Now we have to note one thing. After the submit operation, like if you can see over here, after the submit operation, we have to retrieve the email ID. So once a form is getting submitted, this new form or any form will not hold the values which it had while submitting. So what we have to do, if the submit operation is successful, we have to retrieve the latest details directly from the list. So for that, Power App also provides us a shortcut. So let me show you. This is new form. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get the last submitted data from the new form itself. So for that, we have to write new form, which is the name of the form, dot. Here, under the options, we can find last submit. So when I hover over it, you can see it is a type of a record. So this holds all the data of the last list item that we have submitted. So this last submit feature, this last submit option is available for any form, be it the edit form or new form. So you will be able to retrieve the last submitted data from any form. So from here, I want to fetch the mail information. And this, as I told you, it is a people picker column in my list. So dot, and from here I'm getting the email. This is done. The second parameter would be my employee number. In similar way, I'm going to call the new form last submit dot employee number. Again, the last one is new form dot last submit dot employee name. So this is it. And if you remember, like once before we added the trigger to the Power Automate from the existing default option, that is action and Power Automate, this particular on success method had another function called back. So I'm restoring that. So that's it. Like right now we have completed the trigger with all the parameters and we restored the lost function also. And this particular operation will be performed on the successful submission of the new form. So let's test this in the preview mode. This is my browse screen, and from the browse screen I'm going to navigate to the new form screen. Here I'll be adding the details of the new employee. So the new employee name is new employee 001 and the employee number will be BST1001. And for demo purpose, I'm going to give the email ID, which is working, and filling the other necessary details. Now the form is filled. Let me submit it. You can see over here in the mail box, I am able to see the mail. The mail has come successfully. And if you notice, the to address is somewhat different, and the from address is different. That is because it is a simple Power Automate operation that we have to correct. Like if you can see over here, let me go to the Power Automate. Here, this particular send email is being executed by this connection. So that is why the from account is being copied by the connection with which the send email action is being run. So apart from that, we have made a successful connection between Power Apps and Power Automate. So on submitting of a new form, Power Automate was called and email notification has been sent to the respective user successfully. If you can see, the to address is correct. The data here, it is a new employee. The employee name is correct and the employee number is correct. So whatever details that was passed from Power Apps to Power Automate has been embedded in the mail and has been sent successfully. So this is how you can call Power Automate at any part of your Power App functionality and perform necessary operations. So in real-time use case, there are many such scenarios where you have to perform a workflow alongside with the Power Apps functionality. So guys, hope you have enjoyed the video. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Feel free to connect with us through email. There is a Facebook group, Modern SharePoint. We can collaborate here as well, and you can connect with me through Twitter account. Until the next video, much love, keep learning.